Hello Robotics Notes fans, happy February 17th. It is 12:49 p.m. Getting ready for a long weekend, only had one class today. And I think it's time for another episode of Robotics Let's Play like Animal Crossing. Let's load the data. Magnetosphere transponder. I wake up to some weight on my shoulder. I glance at my side and find Akiho wrapped in a blanket and leaning up against me, asleep. My back hurts so bad I feel like I'm gonna die. It's probably because I've been sitting for 20 hours straight. We took a ferry from Nishinomote Harbor to Kagoshima Harbor. From there we've been driving at length along a highway. I've been doing nothing but sitting the entire time. It's pretty much torture. Luckily, I managed to take a nap. I'm not too worried about having an attack like when we went to Tokyo last year. You awake, Yashio? Yeah. In the driver's seat, Michi holds the wheel with a sleepy look on his face. He's been driving without anyone to trade places with. Just the sort of thing you'd expect from a proud PE teacher. Take a look. That's the Rainbow Bridge. I raise my head and see a large bridge right in front of me. It's not quite dawn yet. Tokyo isn't nearly as well lit as it was last year. When we visited for Robo 1, the city was bright from night to early morning. Stores running late into the night and had shining billboards. I want to say there were more cars on the streets too. You know that solar disturbance last year? Well, to conserve electricity, they cut the lights on the Rainbow Bridge by about half. Pro tip. Huh. The Rainbow Bridge was lit up more brightly than last year. Brightly last year. Its radiance hit me with some kind of major culture shock. Now the lights are more modest. And because of that, its unique white appearance isn't as impressive. It's only been 4 months since the disturbance. They said on the news that the complete recovery was still a long ways off. Still, compared to Tanegashima, Tokyo is crazy bright. Aki-chan, wake up. We're almost there. I shake her shoulder lightly. Good morning. My back hurts. Gotta toughen up. Michi turns on the blinkers. The truck carrying both us and Model 2 moves into the Odaiba interchange exit lane. Odaiba, I have returned! It's early in the morning here in Odaiba, and Akiho is already yelling. She's hit peak energy levels, like her drowsiness from earlier was just a lie. Well, a lot happened in the last month. I get how she feels. Subaru's accident, Mizuka-san's death, the destruction of the robot club. And despite all of that, she dove deeply into repairing Model 2 so that she could see her dream through to the end. The VP was enraged every time she ran into Akiho. The other students at school would talk crap about her behind her back. Akiho knew this had happened. She knew she was being selfish. She said so herself, but saw things through anyways. And she barely made it in time for the expo. But if this is her level of energy after getting to Tokyo, she's not going to last very long. Akiho's shout from the soul draws the look of people anywhere. It's still early, but there are already lots of salarymen and office ladies continuing to work on foot. They all give Akiho irritated looks before hastily walking away. They seem to be on edge. It's because today's a weekday? I guess from the perspective of an adult city-goer, some country bumpkin yelling in the morning would be pretty annoying. At the very least, if I was in their position, I'd be annoyed. Look! Look! The whole area is already set up for the expo! Akiho doesn't seem to notice the atmosphere around her. With a light step, she heads towards the expo arena. When we came last year, it was all done up for Robo 1. She's right. Expo ads and posters stand out prominently all over the city. It's supposed to be a big event. But it's nowhere near as hustling and bustling as when we first came for Robo 1. The train station is closed down too. Due to maintenance, all lines are halted until February 21st. According to what I can see through Iruo. Gotcha. It's an AR annotation message. They even go out of their way to recommend taking the subway or a bus as an alternative. Just a slightly unusual thing we noticed amidst all the normality. That's more than enough to remind us that the scars from the solar disturbance a few months ago remain. According to the Kamijima reports, one of equal or even greater size is set to arrive this year. Just imagining it gives me a slight chill. As we near the expo arena, there are fewer and fewer people. Well, we've still got a little under a week left until the show starts. Looks like Sky is complete. The expo arena is actually divided into two arenas, Sky and Aqua. Last year, Robo 1 was held in Aqua. Sky was still under construction at the time. But I'd heard that Sky isn't going to be used for the expo. Oh, right. The use of expo arena Sky is restricted, in part to conserve electricity. At the start of the year, the governor said so. Originally, both Sky and Aqua were going to be used for giant robot exhibits from around the world. But it's been unexpectedly hard to get enough giant robots to fill the arenas, so both venues weren't needed. Aqua alone is pretty large after all, and while the world might be in the middle of a robot boom, well, given these trying times, there are a lot fewer companies and people that can afford to build giant robots. And it's not like they're building robots specifically for the expo like us. But it's still kind of ironic that the expo arena isn't being used for the expo. Whoa! The moment she sets foot into the arena, Akio lets out a strange voice. Kai, it's amazing! It's so amazing! There are so many big robots! Giant robots around 10 meters in height stand inside the arena. Over 10 of them even, if you include those still under assembly and those yet to arrive. That number will get bigger. Gathered in this arena are giant robots that are currently in development around the world as of 2020. I'm sure it'll be quite the spectacle when the full lineup is in here. Can I open? Oh, I can't. I was going to see if I could Iruo around. It's pretty amazing to think that the Robot Club's robot will be included among them. Reality finally hits me. Ha! Aki-chan, you're drooling. Hehe. I was just so moved. Oh, that was a bad hehe. I'm gonna stick to hee-ho. They're also high quality. Pros do amazing work. Some are cool, some are cute. They're all so unique. It's like I'm inside a robot anime. All these giant robots are here like it's the most normal thing in the world. And they even move around like it's totally normal. It's not anime! I'm getting tears in my eyes. If we combine the strength of all the robots here, we could form a Earth Defense Force. There's no enemy to fight. Are you expecting aliens to invade sometime soon? Besides, they aren't built for combat. Forget the aliens, they'd loot modern jets and tanks first. You really think so? I'm gonna show you that machine specs aren't the deciding factor in battle. It's not really about specs, it's more about bad affinity. Bipedal human robots have super bad affinity against tanks and fighter jets. Tanks have long-range cannons, fighter jets can hit and run. There's no way to deal with either. Doubt there's any opponent at all that humanoid robots have a clear advantage over. Anyways, there's no point in seriously thinking about this. The giant robots that appear in robot anime are always loaded with super tech from another dimension or whatever. They're not damaged when enemies hit them with attacks. That's got nothing to do with toughness, it's fantasy. It's still early in the morning, but the venue is already packed with a decent number of people. I see a lot of foreigners too. There must be servicing staff that came along with their respective giant robots. The enthusiasm in the air is tangible. Every person here is one of the top robot engineers in the world. Is it really okay for total amateurs like us to walk among such amazing people? Ah, look! Huh? Akio tugs on my shirt sleeve and points to a certain robot. It's a large, black, multi-legged robot that looks like a spider. Considering how most of the other robots are bipedal, its frame is rather unusual. That's from the Exoskeleton Company. Oh, really? It's a concept model. Apparently it's called Sumeragi. The hatch on its torso is open, and what seems to be its cockpit is exposed. Is it really okay to openly display a company secret like this? The cockpit is just large enough to fit one person. Judging by its design, it's the kind of control system where you stand inside it. There's an apparatus to secure the waist, and it seems to have a master-slave gloves for the arms. Do you stick your hands into them to operate it? It's got 6 legs, so how does that work? It's nothing like a hug. I wonder how it would be used for medical support. Or is the company changing directions? Didn't I tell you it's just a concept model? It's like a prototype developed specifically for the expo. They're basically just trying to say that they can make this sort of thing. Huh. Hugs were originally developed for medical support, but due to their versatility, they're used elsewhere. They've been adopted as sports and police equipment. They're even supplied to some military units. Which is why I'm thinking that this spider robot might have been developed for military use. The Kamijima reports named the Exoskeleton Company as a manufacturer tied to the Committee of 300 too. Can't help but view this in a negative light. But it really does look strong. And of course, the high school girl next to me has a glimmer in her eyes. I guess Misa isn't here, huh? The Exoskeleton Company booth isn't just the spider. They'll be showing off the latest hug model, for example. Lots of staff are busy constructing the space. However, there's no sight of Misane among them. Hey! When we reach our booth spot, Michi and Mr. Candy, the Nagafukata family combo, are waiting for us. The booth space allocated to us hasn't been prepped at all yet, so it's just kind of sad to look at. As far as I'm aware, Mr. Candy was set to arrive in Tokyo yesterday by plane. I thought he withdrew his sponsorship, especially after Subaru's accident, but upon learning that Akio hadn't given up, he offered his help once again. Considering how much he'd already invested, he didn't have much more money to offer. Though if anything, we're grateful that he offered manpower over cash. Model 2 was split between 2 large trucks for transport. The drivers were Michi and a Space Candy employee. On top of that, he hired several workers to assemble Model 2 here at the venue. Thus, the Space Candy logo is still stuck prominently on Model 2's body. Akio-chan, Kaito-kun, I've been waiting for you guys. I bet you had quite the long journey. He uses his big hands to slap me and Akio on the backs. It's finally time for Space Candy to make its impact in Tokyo with a massive roar. Show me that show me that gusto. Exactly what kind of spirit is that? Listen up, everyone. The 2 trucks are at the delivery entrance. So let's get everything moved inside today. Alright, let's do it. Yoira-iki. In order to transport Model 2, we basically had to completely take it apart. We've had 5 days to do this. Then it's game time. This is where you guys will be staying for now. That night, after going out for a tasty yakiniku with Mr. Candy, Michi brought us here. It's a super high-class hotel in front of the Odaiba Station, a stone's throw from the expo arena. After checking in at the front desk, Michi puffs up his chest with pride at us. What's with that dumb look on your faces? I worked really hard to book you a hotel this time. All that complaining during Robo 1 really hurt my feelings. Pro tip. Since when were you the delicate type, Michi? I mean, yeah, this place is amazing, but isn't it kind of expensive? Are we really going to be able to stay in here for half a year? Whoa, whoa, cool your jets. Living in a hotel for half a year? You guys think you're celebs or something? I booked this place for 2 weeks. That's all, eh? That alone ran close to 500,000 yen, you feel me? Gah! But hotels on the island only cost like 5,000 yen a night. And for the record, the money came from my wallet, so be grateful. Oh, please. You mean it came from Mr. Candy's wallet, right? But beats me. If we had 500,000 yen to spare, we could have booked a cheaper place for way longer. I feel uncomfortable at a place so rich. And what are we gonna do after 2 weeks? Well, okay, listen well, kiddies. It's all about networking. There are lots of Robot Club originals living in Tokyo. People like Big Sonomiya, even the folks that came after me. Miyata, Yana, that one. We've never met anyone named Miyata. We'll just force ourselves in. I was a fool for hoping. So you're saying you did zero planning. Thanks for that. Worry not, children. I'll do the negotiating for that kind of stuff. Which means he hasn't said a word to them yet. I'm gonna try and see Misa tomorrow. I'll ask if she'll let us stay when I do. Alright. That's what I like to hear. Then I'll leave her to you. Wait. Okay, never mind. I get it now. Then I'll leave her to you. I'll contact the others. I think I messed up some of the voices there. Not that I actually do voices, but in my head. Anyway, here. He hands me the room key. Might not be back for a while, but I'll show up for opening day of the expo at least. Wait, where are you going? Adults have adult things to do. Pro tip. But my uncle and the other workers will be there, so it won't be an issue. Anyways, rest up. Michi, wait. Michi waves his hand and exits the lobby without listening to Akio's attempt to stop him. I can't believe him. When Subaru had his accident, he was all sorry for not keeping an eye on us. He even bowed on the ground. But nothing's changed. He hasn't learned his lesson at all. Wonder how serious he is about negotiating with the old members. Wouldn't be surprised if he just toured Tokyo. He really is unreliable. But at least we're not out on the street like before. I've always kind of wanted to stay in a big city hotel like this. I'm grateful to Michi for that, at least. Huh? What's wrong, Kai? You look like you just ate something sour. Aki-chan, I'm sorry for spoiling your excitement and all, but I just realized something. I hold up the room key at eye level. Michi only gave us one key. Which means... it looks like he only booked one room. What? The moment I enter the room, I'm overwhelmed by the excessive extravagance. And this is apparently the cheapest level of room at this hotel. Tokyo is terrifying. What the hell do the suites look like? Anyway, after taking a look around the room, both of our eyes are naturally drawn to the same place. Kai, there's only one bed! This is a double bed, right? It's made for 2 people. I see. Ugh, the silence is really awkward. I look out the window. In the dark, it's like the expo arena is floating. The light leaking out tells a story of people still working there. I'm okay. Huh? I'm okay with it. What about you, Kai? Yeah, I'm fine with it. We've been together since forever. There's nothing at all weird about sleeping in the same bed together. That's a relief. Akio glances bashfully at me, then dives onto the bed. Hey-ya! Whew, this bed is amazing. It's so soft. She then rolls over and stretches out. Give it a try, Kai. Don't mind if I do. I quietly lie down next to Akiho. Yeah, it's real soft. It's so comfy that it's actually unsettling. Right? The room is quiet. There's a highway running right next to the hotel, but thanks to the solid soundproofing, I can't hear a thing. Which means the only thing I can hear is our breathing. Almost feels like we're the only ones in the entire world. There's no place on the island that's this quiet. It's not like it's super loud there with cars, planes, and people. It's not. Instead, it's the constant sound of nature, the sound of wind blowing, trees rustling, and insects chirping. Hey, Kai? Huh? Wonder if everyone on the island is mad. I bet they're all furious about us taking Gun Build 2 to Tokyo on our own. Sure, but didn't you say you didn't care? That you were willing to risk it? Yeah. We've come really, really far. We need to hurry and find where we're staying next. We can't rely on Michi. You're right. Wonder if we'll be able to see Misa tomorrow. Plan is to drop by her place. We made that decision before coming out here. We left messages on our voicemail and some texts too. But in the end, she never got back to either of us. If we do, how many years will that have been for you? 7. I see. They were so close when she was still on the island. What happened? I want to hurry and see her. I want to tell her about how far I've come. How you and I were helped along by so many people and we got here. Yeah. That'd be one hell of a heartwarming sight. Even way back in the day, seeing the two of them always put a smile on my face. However, I have more serious business with Misane. Something that I doubt Akiho would like very much. I don't like the thought of ruining Akiho's smile. Didn't take long for all that excitement to take its toll on Akiho. She's fast asleep. Jeez, she looks like totally defenseless like that. She's never even considered the possibility that I could be some creeper dude. Of course, I'm not. I'm not that guy. Jeez, look at me, getting all nervous thanks to Michi's blockheadedness. I'll never get to the top like this. Hell, Nason will probably pass me in the rankings. Oh. Misa. This girl really does have a sister complex. I impulsively give her cheek a gentle stroke. She's just too charming. It's warm, soft, and smooth. Hope you get to see Misa tomorrow. Then Akio suddenly grabs the hand I was using to stroke her cheek with both hands. Are you up? Yeah. She's fast asleep. She starts brushing her cheek against my hand like a cat. Given how comfy she looks, I decide to leave her be. I want to grab some sleep too, but I'm not actually that tired yet. Guess I'll just play some KB and... Right, I can't play Kill Ballad with one hand. That's just great. I sigh and close my eyes. As much as I want to, it might be nice to get some sleep without playing KB. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another episode of Robotics That's Elite like Animal Crossing. I will see you all tomorrow for another episode of Robotics That's Elite. But until then, how about that H3 launch that didn't happen yesterday? I hung out with some friends for the H3 launch yesterday, and boy, did it just not launch, which was pretty funny. But hopefully they're going to reschedule that, and then we'll get to see the H3 launch for real. But until then, Nochio!